Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Thursday, December 27th. A very active weather pattern continues. We had a major storm yesterday that lived up to its billing with all kinds of precipitation along the I-95 corridor. It was a battle zone all day. The storm started off with accumulating snow right from D.C. all the way up to New York City at the onset of the storm, anywhere from a coating to a couple of inches. That was then followed by some sleet and freezing rain, which was followed by some rain, plain rain, heavy at times, including some very strong thunderstorm activity in and around the New York City region with some loud booms overnight, and that thunderstorm caused some thunder snow all the way up into central Pennsylvania near State College, for example. This storm is now slowly grinding its way up the New England coastline with heavy snows for much of New York State and New England and rains along the coast. The winds are continuing to be very strong, 60 miles per hour right now in the eastern Massachusetts area. There were near hurricane force winds as high as 74 mile per hour gusts in New Jersey last night associated with this particular storm. It's again moving up the New England coast, and now, at least from D.C. down to Philadelphia and New York City, we're kind of turning our attention to the next storm, which looks like a snowstorm possibility for the weekend, as that will take a little bit more of a south and east track closer to the coast, hence a colder scenario for the coastal regions. Looks like that has a chance to be all snow from D.C. up to New York City. Let's take a look at the latest surface map. Here's the current storm, just sitting off the New England coast right now, slowly grinding its way up the coast. Just a tremendous snowstorm today for much of New York State and inland across New England, where more than a foot of snow will fall in places like Bridgeton, Maine, and upstate Vermont, New Hampshire. Easily a foot of snow with some strong winds as well. Right along the coast, similar to what was experienced from D.C. to New York City overnight. Looks like the coastal regions will get kind of a mixed bag, followed by heavy rain. Right now there's some heavy rain falling in Boston and some strong winds. Maybe on the backside there'll be some snow shower activity. Right now there's some snow shower activity in and around the northern suburbs of Philadelphia as colder air kind of pulls in on the backside of this storm. And it'll stay moderately cold for the rest of today, tonight, and tomorrow. But then our attention will turn to this storm out here, which looks like it'll ride right up the east coast and be positioned not too far from here by late Saturday, just off the mid-Atlantic coastline. Well, here's the current radar loop of the northeastern quadrant of the country right now. On the very back end here, there's some snow shower activity in the northern suburbs of Philadelphia, but the heaviest stuff right now is throughout New York State and New England. Much of this, just inland, is heavy snow right now, and again, more than a foot of snow will fall in most of these areas from southern Maine all the way across Vermont, New Hampshire, into northern New York State. Heavy rain and even some thunderstorm activity right along the coast. There's a spin in the radar loop right here, and this is just about where the surface low is right now, with 60-mile-an-hour winds buffeting the eastern part of Massachusetts. Those strong winds will continue right throughout the day today. Well, let's kind of focus on the weekend storm situation. Again, this looks like kind of a slightly different storm compared to its predecessor, in that it'll be much more of a coastal storm, a colder solution here in the mid-Atlantic region from D.C. up to Philadelphia and New York City. It looks like primarily snow, if not completely snow, in that region from D.C. up across Baltimore, Philadelphia, into New York City. Several inches of snow possible during the day on Saturday. Could begin early in the day on Saturday. Let's first look here at the GFS ensemble run from last night's zero-Z model runs. This and the next few charts are off the Raleigh Weather website. This is the rain-snow line right here, and see, it's just south of the Washington, D.C. area. There's kind of a northern wave here combined with a southern wave, but the southern wave is the main wave right here, and this ultimately rides right up the east coast, just off the east coast. Again, a little bit of a different solution than the current storm, which originally went up to the Tennessee Valley, the Ohio Valley, and they kind of shifted all of its energy to the coast. But that inland track initially allowed enough milder air to change all the precipitation to rain from D.C. to Philly and New York City yesterday. That will not be the case for this weekend storm. Now here's the GFS ensemble run for Saturday evening. By this time, the main low has consolidated basically into one storm system off the mid-Atlantic coastline. Cold air pretty much right along the coast and inland. This could cause some accumulating snow all the way to the east coast here, including the Jersey coast, for example, as this track will allow colder air to penetrate much farther south and east compared to its predecessor, and hence this looks like a snowstorm for much of the mid-Atlantic region along the I-95 corridor. Finally, by Sunday morning, last night's GFS ensemble run has that storm continuing to move to the north and east, and again, all snow, it looks like, for the coastal regions here along New England. By this time, again, this is Sunday morning's GFS model run. Quite cold air on its backside, penetrating all the way down into the deep south come Sunday as this storm pulls away. So the GFS ensemble run certainly has all signs for an I-95 snowstorm on Saturday. How about the European model? Well, here's the European model forecast, again from the Raleigh Weather website. This is for Saturday evening. Quite a similar pattern here compared to the GFS ensemble run, with quite a storm system sitting right here off the mid-Atlantic coast. Again, cold air all the way to the coastal region, allowing for snow, and it looks like several inches of snow is possible from this storm. Now, what do we look for over the next 12 to 24 hours or so? Well, we'll monitor to see if there's any kind of a shift. A little bit of a shift farther to the south and east would actually mean it'll still be snow in the mid-Atlantic region, but perhaps less in the amount of total precipitation. So we'll have to watch the trend over the next 12 to 24 hours. Stay tuned here at the siweather.com. Again, right now it looks like probably a snowstorm on Saturday along the I-95 corridor all the way from D.C. to Philly to New York City, with several inches of snow possible. Stay tuned to the siweather.com as we'll update that over the next day or two. That's it for now. I'm the SI meteorologist, Paul Dorian.